A teen brain is going to worry about what other people think, right? So the goal isn't to have them not worry about what other people think. The goal is to help them really what is most important to them. And part of that is helping them figure out what their values are. So ideally, who are you? If you could have your friends talk about you, if you could have people write about you, and you can ask your teens this, what would you like them to say about you? And so really helping to pull out those values, those core characteristics that are most important to them. Because when I do this with my clients, my teen clients, a lot of times they go from thinking, I want everyone to like me, to this is what's actually important to me. This is who I want to be. And just having that perspective and then checking in with themselves. Okay, so they're not happy with me, but am I the person who I want to be? Going through that checklist, I am, then I can move forward. So part of it is really helping our teens. And by the way, this is really important as parents too. It's really important as adults too. What are your core values? When we look at the research in positive psychology, which basically is how do you become a happier person? One of the overwhelming themes is that when we apply the values that are most important to us, and by the way, values are intrinsically positive characteristics. All values are positive, and yet each one of us has certain values that are more important to us than others. So for example, we may know someone who is very frugal, and for them, being frugal and being what would be another term for frugal? Being very, yeah, but now I'm trying to think of something more
Being nice.
Being very careful with their finances is really important to them, right? And then you have other people who are generosity is their number one value. And so they're sharing everything. Neither one of them is good or bad, but realizing one, what your values are, two, how can you play them out? Three, how can they not be positive? But really for our children, helping them identify what is most important to them and how can they play out those values, that's going to be super helpful. And I'm going to go back to something we talk about like pretty much every time, which is when we volunteer, when we give our time to others, that gives us a sense of self. It gives us a sense of importance. It gives us a sense of contributing to a cause greater than ourselves. And again, looking at the research in positive psychology, not only is it applying our values, but it's when we serve others using those specific values that we can feel. Not only can we feel good about ourselves, but it just helps people have that confidence in a very healthy way. So what's the translation for our children? Helping them, one, identify their values. You can go through a values checklist. I do that a lot with my clients. And then two, helping them find a place where they can serve others, whether it's, volunteering at a pet shelter or, I work with a nonprofit right now that works with kiddos in foster care. So, whatever is exciting to them, helping them apply their values to a cause that is greater than themselves. That is going to help build their confidence. It's going to help build their sense of self and their sense of worth in a very positive way. And so that when other kids make comments about mama, they can either focus on what they're not doing right, or they can focus on, okay, I hear what that kiddo is saying. That's probably more an aspect of them not feeling good about themselves, because here's why I feel of value. Here's why I feel good about myself. And that's where that volunteering and those values really come in.